and welcome back to another one of my videos where we go over something interesting in education. It could vary from games, movies, and the like, but today we're going to be focusing on math, and more specifically, place value. So, what does that even mean? When it comes to place value, it is more focused on the location of a number and how important that number is to that place and how important it is. So, every single number within, whether it's a multi digit or a single digit number, is important. If we look at a number such as 235, each and every one of these numbers have a reason why they are in this location. And because we would not have a number such as 235 if there wasn't a value or importance of it. So, when I speak of location, I am speaking specifically to where it is at, and there is a name for that. So, if I were to rewrite 235 on the screen, okay, I would show you that there is a specific location. For example, the location for the number 2 is considered the hundreds location, whereas the 3 is located in the 10, and finally, the 5 is in the 1. And continuing forward regarding the value of a number, that tells us how important it actually is. So continuing forward, the value we would see for something like 235 is that the value of 2 in its 100 position is 200. The value of the number 3 in its position or location or place value is 30. And finally, the value or importance of the 5 where it's located is the number 5. And if you would go ahead and add all these up, you would come to find out that it is in fact 235 and shows why each place for every number has its value. And we're going to go ahead and now describe how would we go about creating a picture of place value. How can we visually see the importance of each one of these numbers? We go about placing the visualization or seeing a number in what is called place value drawings. Place value drawings. And there is specific drawings that represent the numbers we described and their locations, starting with the idea of a bar. And the bar represents the number 1000. And there will be plenty of examples coming up after. Next, the box. And the box represents a specific number, and that is the number 100. Next, we have what's called a stick. You may have heard it from your teacher if it's not your first time seeing this video as a quick 10, but I'm going to say stick to make it easier. And I kind of gave it away for the answer, and that would be represented as the number 10. And finally, we wrap up with what's called a dot. You may see them as a dot, or you may see them as a circle, and each of these represent the number 1. And this is the different type of pictures, and this is the different type of pictures give us an idea that will to see give us an idea our place values, how to see. So let's look over some examples. So our first example will actually be a visual example, and the question is, what is the value? And we go ahead and just start labeling the numbers based off of the legend we have at the top of the screen. We go ahead and look, since we have a bar, and we know a bar is 1,000, we'll go ahead and label it 1,000 to make it easier. Next, we see a box, and based on the legend we have above it, and I'll put an arrow there, we know it is 100, and there's two of them. So we'll go ahead and label 100. Next, we have our stick, and the sticks look just like the sticks in the legend. So now we'll go ahead and label those, and we'll wrap up with the dot, which is a 1. To find the actual answer, we'll go ahead and add all these together, and the answer will be 1,231. So let's go ahead and start drawing on the next couple of questions. Moving on to the second question, we are asked to create a place value chart of the number 6. So we take a look at the legend and we notice, well, the number 10 is too big, so we won't need to use a stick. And we definitely see that 100 and 1,000 are way too big. So what will end up happening is that we'll have to put a dot. And looking at the number, it's going to be 6 specifically. And you can put this in any variation, in any order, but at least you have 6 dots. And that's how you visualize the number 6 as a place value. So let's look at another number that is bigger, that's more 3 digits, or otherwise known as multi-digit. And that's going to be the number 285. 285. So as always, we go ahead and take a look at the legend that's above us. Can you see in the top left, the box that says 100? Well, we know that the number 2 is located in the hundreds place. So we're going to head and utilize 2 100 boxes. Next, we go about seeing that we have the number 8 in the 10 spot. So we will go ahead and have 8 sticks lined up. Since it's 8 sticks, that will equal 80. Remember, you can also call the sticks quick tens. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finally, we have the number 5 in the 1 section. And that will end up being 5 dots. And this is how we represent the number 285 as a representation or a picture. And here's a box of it. And the last question we'll do today is going to be a 4-digit number. Our last question asks us to create a place value chart of the number 3,235. And as the previous ones, we have to pay attention that the 3 is in the thousands spot, the 2 is in the hundreds spot, the 3 is in the tens spot, and finally the 5 is in the 1 spot. So knowing that the first 3 and the farthest left is 1,000, we need 3 thousands, because the value of that 3 is 3,000. Next, we take a look at the 2. And the 2's value is within the hundreds. Therefore, we know it's 200. And we will need 2 boxes that equal 200. Second to last, we have our 3 in the tens spot location or place. And that represents 30. So we're going to need 3 sticks. And I have some room at the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and create my sticks below it. And we wrap up with the 1 place for its place value, and its value is in fact 5, so we'll need 5 dots. Now, you may ask me, hey, how do we go by and make sure we have the right answer? Well, kind of like the first question, we'll go ahead and count up each individual drawing because we know its value. We'll begin with the bars. We know each bar is 1,000, so let's go ahead and label them. Next, we have our boxes. We know boxes are 100, so we'll go ahead and label them. Second to last, we have our tens, or our sticks, valued at 10. And we have all our little ones as dots. We count all them up, and we should have 3,235. So let's check it out. 1,000 plus 1,000 is 2,000, plus another 1,000 is 3,000. So we have 3,000. We'll hold that here. Next, we're dealing with the hundreds. So that's 100 plus 100. So we know that it's now 2. Next, we have in the 10 spot 3 tens, 10, 20, 30. So we put it at 3. And then for the dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3,235. And to put it in expanded form, just to further emphasize what we're doing in each spot for the addition, that right here tells us that adding all these up will get us our answer. And that wraps up our video on place value. If you have any questions on this, please go ahead and write a comment in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.